Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Zen Lounge. I have an exciting update to share with you guys today. I have so much to go over, so let me just get started. Got some bullish news regarding NFTs from CZ at Binance. 43. Did you know that 43 out of the top 100 global brands has already tippy-toed into Web3 and loyalty and NFTs? Slowly but surely, the big boys are coming. I'm going to give you guys a timeline. So in 2020, the NBA joined Web3 with a collection. In 2021, we had Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Golden State Warriors, Gucci, Coca-Cola, Campbell's, Burger King, Burberry, Ray-Bans, Coach, Adidas, and more join Web3. In 2020, we have Coachella, we have Bud Light, Puma, Nike, NFL, Starbucks, Reddit, Facebook, all join Web3 with NFT collections. One of the people that they forgot, the ex-president, Donald Trump, released an NFT collection recently on Polygon and sold out, I think, 40,000 NFTs. So the biggest people in the world are paying attention, are getting involved with NFTs, while the Jim Cramers are telling you it's useless technology. NFTs are garbage, right? So pay attention to what the big players are doing. This is a huge list of names. In 2023, I'm sure the adoption will continue even more with awesome technology like Sologenic and Corium. So I'm going to go through some bearish news regarding CZ now. So we've been saying it for a long time that Binance, and all of centralized exchanges, what role do they really play in a decentralized world? In the meantime, centralized exchanges are very important. But in the greater future, I've always said the future is going to be decentralized, and decentralized exchanges are going to be the way to go. So U.S. subpoena and probe into crypto exchange Binance. So they're definitely a target. I haven't really done too much of my own information on Binance Exchange. I don't know if it's going to collapse or if it's going to stay around. It is the number one exchange in the world. So if it does collapse, it would be, short term, it would really devastate the crypto industry. But I'm not the only one saying that the future is decentralized, exchange-based, DEX-based. Benzinga, the same people that, let me show you a pic. This is where Sologenic spoke at New York City. Benzinga, Future of Crypto event. They spoke on a panel called Taking DeFi by Storm with Sunny, Osmosis co-founder, and also head of DeFi of Ripple. So this was a really exciting panel. And the same people that hosted this event wrote this article. So I'm going to read the key points of the 5 reasons. So number 1, individual data and asset control. Centralized exchanges hold custody of your deposited assets and all your personal information. You have no control over how the assets and the data are being used. While in a decentralized exchange environment, it is a non-custodial, typically only an individual wallet address is connected to the exchange. In other words, you have complete control over your assets. That's the golden rule of crypto. You always want to have complete control over your assets, and you have to do that by protecting your private keys, right? Rule number 1. So liquidity and market depth. I'm going to ask you guys a quiz question after this, so let me read this real quick. Historically, centralized exchanges is known for deeper liquidity and market depth. Decentralized exchanges in general are trying to catch up with centralized exchange efficiency in matching and executing orders. But the top decentralized exchanges have good enough liquidity and market depth for major coins. And in fact, DEX's liquidity is more accurate and traceable. So what is the feature that's going to be coming to the XRP ledger that will help with liquidity? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you answered XLS30, you got it correct. XLS30 is bringing automated market makers, liquidity pools for XRP holders and XRPL token holders. And that's going to greatly help the liquidity on our decentralized exchange. So number 3, user friendliness. Centralized exchanges provide a wide range of products, including spot and fiat on-ramps, which is most familiar to traditional and crypto traders, especially beginners. Decentralized exchange products may be harder to grasp with insufficient onboarding guidelines for traders. Again, this point for DEX is changing. The user interface and experience have improved so much. Some of the newer decentralized exchanges look and function like a centralized exchange. Every time I've spoken to Reza or listened to Reza speak, he always brings that up, that the user experience of Sologenic, they want to basically model the experience that someone will have on a centralized exchange like Binance, make it that easy. Another point, if you've been following a lot of decentralized exchanges this year, so many have included fiat on-ramps and off-ramps, including Zum. You now have Zum off-ramp. Sologenic has off-ramp. Osmosis, Cosmos projects have on and off-ramps. That's been one of the big trends of people adding that feature to their decentralized exchange, making it more closely similar to a centralized exchange so people won't even notice the difference. And that's very bullish going into the next bull cycle. So number 4 is transaction costs. All of us know XRP Ledger has extremely low transaction costs. So centralized exchanges is known for high transactions or platform costs, especially when the new system is hugely loaded with trades simultaneously. An increasing number of decentralized exchanges are integrating scaling solutions that will massively increase transaction workload while keeping costs low and passing the savings on to traders. So XRP Ledger, extremely low cost. So we have that clicked off. Number 5, community involvement. Centralized exchanges, oftentimes one-way, non-reciprocal communication from a central operator to traders. Individual traders are seen as clients, utilizing a service that the centralized exchange provides, while decentralized exchanges focus on community building and involvement where traders can become stakeholders, have a say in the protocol changes, or share in transaction fees on the platform. So Sologenic also followed this. Remember when we all came together as a community when Solo Nation was first being born and we all voted on determining the name being Solo Nation? We are involved. We've also been able to speak with them directly on Twitter Spaces and request certain things. Like we could see one time I requested, hey, it'll be cool if we have somewhere that we could gauge how much Solo is actually burned. And you could see that 729,517 Solo has been burned. And you could always update that. You could always see that here at the markets. And that's something that I brought up to Reza and they implemented it. So that's kind of how the community has some control. And it's going to increase when we have quorum, because each quorum will be one vote on the network. And your quorum will actually represent a voice in determining the future of the growth of the network. So both Quorum, Cosmos chains, Sologenic are representing this community involvement. So a new DEX era. The challenge of centralized finance and centralized exchanges boils down to the lack of trust and security. This continually reinforced time and time again. This year, it's clearly no different, with funds, exchanges, and even established projects hitting the buyers and leaving behind affected, concerned investors and traders fearing for their assets. News of increased risk with centralized exchanges coming into the question of insolvency and possible delays and withdrawals, causing widespread panic amongst traders. As usual, I'll end with a quote. The answer is to return to the basics of what blockchain is supposed to be. It is decentralization and transparency. DeFi is one of the solutions, and we need to work together in the future. For now, it cannot replace centralized finance completely for obvious reasons, but this will not stop us from trying. So centralized exchanges still have a purpose in the short term, but long term, believe that decentralization is the way that humanity is going to be moving. So now I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to play you this video from Favio explaining what Sologenic is and some of the key points, and we'll learn more. So I'll be back in a moment, guys. Enjoy the clip.
Michael Murray back at the 2022 Future of Crypto Conference, joined by Favio from Sologenic. Great to have you here.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Really excited to have you guys. It's been an interesting first day of the conference, ton of attendance, a lot of really great panel topics that we've discussed. Let's talk a little bit about Sologenic. What do you guys do?
Well, first off, I brought you something, Michael. I actually brought you one of our tokens.
All right.
It's worth $1 billion right now.
All right.
If you tokenize it, I'm joking.
But
yeah, it's been a great day. We spoke in a panel. It was very interesting setup because we had a lawyer, a custodian, Ripple, and ourselves that we are DEX, as well as Osmosis. So it was kind of like interesting to see what has to happen for DeFi to be widely adopted, and overall blockchain technology. So yeah, just to ask on your follow on your question, Sologenic, we are ecosystem built on the XRP ledger. As part of this ecosystem, we have a DEX, we have an NFT marketplace, and we have a lot of components that we're just trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get onto DeFi, get onto decentralized trading, and also to be in control of their assets at all time. That was our motto, even before the FTX scandal. Like we've always been about self-custody. We have a wallet, and we are integrated with a lot of hardware wallets as well.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about where you were, what you were doing at the time of the FTX meltdown. We talked about this for just a minute before we started recording, actually. But tell us about your experience when that happened, and where does the industry stand now, in your opinion?
Absolutely. So, well, first off, when it happened, we were at Token 2049, the event in London. So it was kind of interesting to see the reaction of all the players that were in this space at that time on the same room. And it was kind of weird in a way, because you couldn't see people being sad, or they knew the impact of this, the negative impact, but at the same time they knew that the people that were in the room were there to build and through the bear market. And also, for example, people that provided automated KYC and AML protocols, or custodians or treasury management solutions, suddenly came to the attention of everyone. So for them it was kind of like a good time. But at the same time, for everyone, we feel like together we took a loss, because it doesn't mean centralized exchanges lost traffic. I think it's more like crypto in general lost a lot of trust, and to regain that, I do feel like DeFi is going to play an important role.
Outstanding. Okay, so speaking to that future of DeFi, right? How are you guys going to help build it? Where does it go next? How do we build it out? Paint a little bit of that picture for us leading up in the next couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to kind of like summarize it in a nutshell, what we believe is that further adoption of DeFi will come from institutions. So in that sense, Sologenic is also developing a layer 1 blockchain of its own, which is built on Cosmos, on the Cosmos SDK. And this layer 1 is going to be focused on enterprise-grade solutions, meaning functions that are attractive for regulated companies and financial institutions to use distributed layer technology. We're going to have optional KYC on the blockchain, and we're also going to have some functionality that has to do with smart tokens, which basically allows and disallows certain transactions that can be executed without having to recall a smart contract. So that could be used for taxes, wallet whitelisting, a lot of use cases that are very particular to regulated institutions. But at the same time, I think what has to push forward DeFi is regulatory clarity. Right now, we are operating under a security law that was written in 1946. It's very outdated. We need some more clarity, especially in the US, to be able to, push mass adoption, especially by it's still being compliant with the regulators.
Absolutely. Favio, it's great having you and Sologenic here. How can people get in touch with you guys or follow your story and what you guys are doing?
Absolutely. So in Sologenic, we are very community-based. As a matter of fact, every event that we attend, we have community members take part of the booth. We do meetups as well. So the best point of contact, I would say, is Twitter. We do have a following on Twitter. We do Twitter Spaces. You can shoot us a message there, because we love to collaborate and just educate people in a casual manner as well. So yeah, you can find us on sologenic.org if you want to try the DEX. And the NFT marketplace, it's all there on the same web app.
Fabio, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that clip from Favio from the Sologenic team. Next, we're going to be talking about tech updates. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Sologenic mailing list. I noticed they just began sending out newsletters. This was one of the key points of the recent newsletter. Sologenic's development team is working on implementing an SDK package. This package will allow users to integrate NFT minting and trading outside of the Sologenic platform. Metaverse applications, online stores, and more projects online will be able to utilize Sologenic's technology. Very bullish news. This is exciting to hear. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you get these type of updates from the Sologenic team. I want to bring out this Avalanche chain is using Cosm Wasm. They just had a Twitter space with the founder of Juno and the head of engineering at Ava Labs, and they're talking about IBC, Avalanche, and Cosm is getting adopted. Like I've been saying, it's this state-of-the-art technology, third generation multi-chain, decentralized smart contracts. So Cosm, big news. Avalanche is in the top, I think, 40 coined market cap. So the more people that adopt IBC, the more of the network effect is going to happen. So this is very bullish. Ripple continues to grow with their product on-demand liquidity. Talks all about that in this article. Very exciting news. Let me see if I can show you guys a key point. The firm's on-demand liquidity solution is available in markets representing close to 90% of the daily 6 trillion foreign exchange market. And most importantly, I want to talk about how the UAE is positioning themselves as a crypto hub. Also, the UK plans to become a global crypto hub. This is all, pretty recent news. So, Ripple has been working with institutions on a cluster of startups to activate the ecosystem in the region, and they're talking about the UAE. So adoption is coming, in my personal opinion. Let me show you guys. There's been a lot of basically talk about the changes to the airdrop, and I want to just talk about my thoughts on it. So people keep bringing up this post. So this post was from March. Think about how many changes the Flare team has made to the airdrop. They also added Xcore, which was never previously mentioned for solo holders. It appears to me this move was to prevent a huge jump from people gaming the airdrop. And overall, the changes to the final snapshot, it looks like they all benefit solo holders. Another thing is, if you read this post, they said they had about approximately 20 million. So the remaining unclaimed core tokens are about approximately 20 million from the previous 12 months. So my thought is you can't distribute based on an approximate number, right? You have to have an exact number to distribute, and you have to know how will they have that exact number. They have to finish the 13th distribution. So let's say on the 13th distribution, there's a bunch of core that airdrops that fail. Let's say like 200,000 core airdrops have failed on the 13th distribution. And then they have this pool of 200,000 core still sitting there. What did they do with that? Where does that go? Then they have to do another snapshot. So I believe they have to finish the 13th snapshot. And then after that, they'll know exactly how much is left. And then they'll be able to get that out. So there's been a lot of people fighting, a lot of people upset, but we have to remember that it seems like they have the solo holders' best interest from my eyes looking in. So when I'm looking at it, they never promised us Xcore. They never promised us Xcore. That was a huge bonus gift for the XRP and solo holders that were never promised to us. So yeah, some things change, but when you actually take a step back and look at it, everything really changed for the better. If you're a true solo holder, I'm happy that there's some mysterious secret snapshot because it prevents people to dump solo for core or whatever else they want to hold. So that's what I posted. I also posted, so they can't distribute based on an approximate amount. We won't have an exact number until after the 13th distribution. That's the second logical reason. There will be core that fails on the 13th distribution. That will need to be added to the pool. Then we'll have an exact number that we could distribute to all the solo holders that have the Quorum trust line. So there's been a lot of people upset that they changed because this was the original plan. Let me show you guys the real. We will not retry to distribute the airdrop. If you do not have a trust line, the core holdings which have not been distributed will be added to the pool and will be distributed to the other holders with the last snapshot in 2022. So we have no information about when this lapsed. Maybe they did take the last snapshot in December. We have no clue what the Sologenic team has planned. But to me, it makes most sense that they need to get the exact number of core tokens that can be distributed. They need to get that exact number, not approximate number. Once they have the exact number, then we know the ratio of how much basically core we could distribute to the next people. So secondly, this was a huge blessing because if everybody knew the snapshot was done with and all the benefits for holding solo weren't going to come back until March 24th, I could see a lot of people exiting the project and coming back closer to the X-Core snapshot. So I think this was all kind of a chess move by the Sologenic team that worked out. And there's a lot of people frustrated. This is my personal opinion on it. And just want to share you guys kind of my logic of how I'm viewing the changes to the airdrop. And people make changes all the time. Think about Flare Networks, how many times they changed their airdrop plan. I do think that maybe Sologenic Quorum team could have done a better job communicating these changes 100%. 100% they could have done a better job communicating. Another feedback I'll give to them is that they need to have someone proofread a lot of the documents before they release it. But other than that, it looks like everything was done to benefit the Sologenic holders. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm not going to be making another video for a while now, just going to be chilling out, waiting for some new good news. But this is something I wanted to share with you guys today. Everybody have an awesome day and peace.